Hello, Shalom, amores. Welcome to my video. My name is Magistus Miftah, and well, if I can say who am I or what am I, it's a pretty difficult question for me, but let's say that I am actually a person who is blessed with talents, love, and magical dust. I always believe that these talents and everything is like my hands or the tentacles that is actually part of myself. It's like the limb that God has given to me, and I think I have to use that. And if I pick and choose which one that is used, which one that is not being used, and I just want to use like this particular talent, and I think it's basically the same of me like taking off of that, like amputating my own limbs, and I think that's really unfair. That's really mean and cruel thing that I don't want to do that in my life. So I think I want to use this channel as a platform for me to be grateful, to use it as a manifesto of my gratitude. And you know what, I just really want it to be useful in this world. I don't want to be born in this world just to be in vain and just, you know, wanting for money and material things that I'm not going to take away when I'm dead, right? So yeah, I'm going to talk about the tentacles and all the hands that I have that might be useful for you. Here are the tentacles of Magistus Miftah. Fashion and costume design. Yes, darling. This is my job. This is my life. This is my breath. This is my inspiration. This is everything for me. Yes. Well, the first time I designed is actually when I was 13 years old, and it was for a dance costume for me when I performed back then. And then I keep on designing, and then I keep on trying to create stuff. And then I go to fashion school when I was 18, back then in 2008. And after I graduated from that in 2010, I started to have my own fashion business. I have my own brand, the name Magistus House, yes. And I started to create menswear and also women's wear, and my biggest passion is actually costume. Specifically, I am expert in creating men costume, especially for villains. Yes! Yes, that's pretty much resonate with my energy actually. And you know, I really enjoy a lot of stuff there. I create stuff for the fashion client, but also sometimes I create it for performances like movies, like theaters, and also the opening of the opening ceremony of the Asian Games in 2018. I'm a decade old in fashion industry, like basically like this year in 2020. You know, I have some experience in this industry, and I would really like to share it with you guys. My biggest interest in fashion is also teaching the fashion history. Oh my god, you should listen to that because it was fun as hell. I think I'm going to share with you guys a lot about fashion stuff, or at least I'm just going to teach you some stuff that might be useful for you. So yeah, next tentacle. Tarot reading. I know this is not a very common talent, and I'm learning it, and I've learned it since I was 10 years old. The story of this is pretty interesting because back then when I was 10, I went to a bookstore, and then I found this little book, a yellow book, in a segment that is pretty uncommon for that kind of book to be existed. And back then it was really rare to find a tarot book, and then when I realized that that's the only book that related to tarot reading, and then I'm trying to find to another store about this book, and I couldn't find it anymore. So I think that's pretty strange, and I think that's a sign from the nature that I have to learn tarot reading, and it might be very useful maybe, and it is right now. It's very useful, and you know, my practice is pretty different with other people, that I'm not doing it as a fortune telling practice. There are some tarot readers out there that use it as a fortune telling practice, but I personally don't use it for that. I just use it as a an instrument for people to find the advices. So that's just what I do, and I do it professionally, so people come to me and pay me for my service. And if you're interested in that, you can actually just contact me. But what I'm going to do in this channel is I'm going to share a lot about of collective reading, for example, or like the meaning of the cards, or anything that you need to know about tarot cards. And because I think there are too many misinterpretations about the practice of tarot reading, and I just want people to understand that well, let's say, we can say that this is an entertainment stuff, but you know, it might be really useful, and it helps a lot of people out there to reflect themselves with this instrument. So yeah, and also if you want to know about this story, the detailed history about me doing this practice, you can actually go to my previous videos. It's called the Tarot Journey of Magistus Miftah, and you can learn from my history and all the details about the tarot reading. And I've been practicing this tarot reading since since 2015 professionally, but I'm learning it since 10. I'm learning it with the card at the age of 13. Until now, I'm still learning it, and I don't want to quit learning about things. So yeah, I think you will enjoy this section of the video of the tarot cards, because you know, it's pretty strange for some people, and it's pretty interesting, and I'm going to share it with you guys. So next tentacle, dancing. I have a very huge interest in dancing. Dancing is my passion. I dance since I was 4 years old, yes, and I want to do anything that related to listening to the music and moving my body. I think it's just nature. I think it just runs in my blood to do that, and I'm really grateful with all of these, because I always feel like dancing is always a part of language, it's a part of love, it's a part of expressing things, of course, and I think it's something that is sacred to me. I always feel like it is a way of me doing a prayer. You know, I dance hip-hop, I dance contemporary, I dance Vogue, I also do traditional stuff also, but it's only like a little bit of it when I was in 2017 for the theater performance. And you know, anytime that I have the opportunity to dance, I will always dance. I sometimes doing it voluntarily, and I sometimes doing it professionally too. I teach some people dancing, and I also sometimes performing it, and sometimes compete in a dance competition. And I'm going to share with you guys some dances if you wanna dance together with me. So let's just have fun and do the things that makes you happy. Oh my god, I just want to dance right now. So yeah, I think you're going to enjoy the dance section with me. So next tentacle, playing violin. I know that I am not a professional violinist, but I am a person who is really interested in playing this musical instrument. Well, basically, just like other of my tentacles, just like other of my talents, I have no idea why I like this instrument. I started to learn to play this instrument when I was 8 years old, I guess. And I cried myself out to ask my parents, please, por favor, give me violin. I really wanted to play that, and you know, just like usual, they don't give me this instrument for like several years. I already asked for this since I was 6 or 7, but they still think that I think it's just like in impulsive things that children might want it. But no, mom, if you only knew that this actually comes from my heart and my intuition, I guess. And you know, I started to learn violin at 8, and then I took a course for like 4 years, and then I performed at some stages, and I think it's really super duper memorable performances. And my parents are really proud of me being able to play violin, because it's very rare in my country for people back then at that era to play violin. And even some of the people think that violin is actually an instrument that is very feminine, and you know what, I don't care about that, honey, because I'm really good. At least I feel I'm really good at this instrument. And then I perform at some stages in my school era. And one thing that I'm really memorable for me is I'm invited to play at some musical albums, and one of them is actually from the Indonesian band named Payung Teduh. Well, they're actually quite popular back then. And I think it's really interesting for me, because I am not a violinist, but they trust me to play in their album. Well, the album is actually related with the performance that I'm playing in the theater performance. But still, I think it's really interesting, because at the theater, I'm not actually playing violin. I'm designing the costume, and I am also choreographing and as the dancer also in that theater, in that performance named Dedes. But I'm not playing violin there, but they invited me to play violin. They know that I can play. But then yes, fortunately the album is finally released, and you can actually listen to the Spotify because yeah, I play one song in that album, and I think that's something that is quite memorable for me. And I am also invited in the album of my friends also. And I'm really grateful with this talent, and maybe I'm going to talk about something that related to violin. Even though, back again, darling, please remember, I am not a professional violinist. That if you want to enjoy me playing, maybe I'm going to record some videos that I'm going to record. I mean, like, I'm going to play the violin there, but please do not judge me. I'm still learning until today. I'm still learning, but yes, maybe it's useful for you if I share some knowledge, or maybe like a little short course, I guess, maybe. And yeah, I just hope that you guys are at least get some education from me being a unprofessional violinist. So, next tentacle, español. Sí, soy un entusiasta del idioma español, pero si gente pregúntame ¿por qué español? ¿Por qué español? Yo no sé por qué me encanta mucho el idioma. Si muchas gentes dime de español es un idioma muy caliente, muy sensual y muy romántico. Sí, de acuerdo por eso, pero como otros talentos de mí, y yo no sé específicamente por tal vez me encanta la cultura de América Latina, mucha gente, mucha gusta bailar, mucha gusta y fiesta, y voy a usar este canal, esta plataforma para practicar mi español y para tengo conversación con mucha gente en el mundo a hablar español. Y por favor no juzgues mi español, pero he aprendido español para 1 año y 6 meses más o menos, y eso es muy rápido tiempo para practicar y para aprender español, pero eso es idioma muy unfamiliar para mí, pero voy a practicar aquí. Así que si quieres escúchame practicar mi español aquí, o si quieres ayúdame para practicar español, por favor ayúdame. Así que next tentacle, last but the best, teaching. Yes, that's the reason why I created this video. I have this talent because I actually grew up in a very teaching kind of environment. My parents are teacher. My mother is a biology teacher. My father is a sport teacher, and my grandpa is a teacher. And at the same time, he is also a tailor. He was a tailor. And then my aunties, my sister, my uncles, all of them are teacher, and it runs in my blood. I have to be honest, and I'm happy with it. I enjoy it so much, and that's the thing that going to wrap up all of those talents that I have. There are so many people out there that are very, very talented, but not all of them want it or able to teach to other people. Well, I am here to help you guys to get the knowledge of what I know and make it useful for you. And I hope that all of my videos are useful for you, can help you a lot, or at least just help you relax by just watching me talking. And yeah, that's the whole point I created this video. And if you find my videos are really useful, please like, subscribe, comment, and share it. Just use the knowledge. That's all I want to say in this video, and I hope it's useful for you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time, guys. I love you all.